Okay, what up, ladies and gents? It's your favorite Asian robot right here, and today we're gonna do math. Alright, so we are going to do math live on stream, and for those of you that don't like math, this is probably not the stream for you, but I think you can tell from how excited I am that math is happening today. So we are going to math. Alright, we are going to math as much as we mathematically can. Alright, so here's what's happening. Let me start the stream, make sure that we're live on both YouTube and TikTok and everything. We seem to be, so I'm just gonna tell my people that we're live. Okay, good. Put that over here. That out. And this. It's time to post up. Excuse me. Okay, done and posted. Great. Okay. Hey, Lawbreaker, what up? What up? Okay, guys, we are gonna get started soon. Let's post up a random ass goal, and we're good. We're good. Okay, now first and foremost, I have to set up a spreadsheet, which I have sort of already done in the background. I just want to make sure that I have it here, because we're going to be using that. Okay, how's it look? Okay, let's move it across there so everybody can see it. Great, because we're going to be recording our results in this thing. All right. Good enough for me. Okay. Looks like we're going to have some fun with this. Now, for anyone that doesn't know, I found out yesterday what people mean by we can actually see critical hit resistance. Now, if you go to any Colossus, if you look down the bottom there, and look, I know it's kind of hidden, but if you look down the bottom, there's something called battle info. And I didn't even know this button was a thing, but if you go to the battle info, it actually tells you, like, based on how many participants, how much hit point shields the Colossus has, what kind of critical hit resistance you're looking at. And critical hit resistance is flat. So it's always a flat 40. No matter what you do for the Tormentor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spawn a Tormentor in the laboratory and actually work backwards to figure out what my critical hit resistance is going to look like. So I want to know whether it's calculated flat, multiplicative, you know, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to initiate a test specifically for that, which is going to be very interesting. So that is my goal today, and I hope you guys look forward to it. Oh yeah, I should probably go pick up the Haley box first. We're going to go do that. After we pick up the Haley box, then we will carry on with our test. But it is good to see you, Lawbreaker, John. Always happy to have you guys here. Today is going to be a nerd session, so I'm expecting less people. Okay, let's see. I'm going to pick the Haley skin box and acquire that. Yes, we now have the new outfits. I'll go check that out in a little bit. Let's go set up another catalyst for cooking. And yeah, no, I'm gonna do the math live, and then of course I'll have a presentation video at a later time, which is tomorrow. So that's gonna be a thing. But I'm actually very interested because I like this kind of stuff. I like to know. You know, knowledge is power. You hide it well. All right, let's
Welcome,
go have some
Descendant.
fun. Like I said, I always expect less people on days like this, but I don't really care because I really enjoy math. So I'm gonna go math my ass off. And it is time to math. There's gonna be a special treat as well today because the one we're gonna use for this test is Jaber. Because he's so useless that I don't think he'll affect the results.
I will not be afraid.
Now, first and foremost, before we do anything, I need to check out Haley's new outfits. Let's see, her new skin. We just got the new Albion Academy. Looks kind of cool. And this is the new Haley maid outfit. Okay, Albion Academy hair. It's literally glaze hair, but it's like princess cut. And her maid hair is like this, but why is her expression so angry in the cartoon that depicts it? Also, her hand is clipping through this pouch, which doesn't exactly look very good. Like, yo, okay, that needs to be fixed, because if we look at that, yeah, that's not very cool. So this would be a problem, I think, for the maid outfit right now. Okay, that's not as cool as I wanted it to be, but them's the breaks, I guess. Give me 1 second. Okay. Just gonna put a little thing there. Trying to use my virtual real estate as much as possible. If a tree falls in the forest and no one's around, does it even make a sound? Okay, 1 second. Before I carry on with this, because I'm gonna literally post a little video which will be on my TikTok, because I really want to do that after seeing the clipping, which is not great. We're going to be looking at critical hit rates this particular stream, so look forward to that. Okie dokie day. All right, let's do this. Now, first and foremost, like I wanted to say, if anyone is looking at this outfit right now, this is the new Haley outfit that we have in the game, and quite frankly, it is not that impressive because you can see her hand literally clipping through the pouch right now. Devs, you gotta fix stuff like that, okay? I mean, you give us a free outfit, that's nice, but why is her hand clipping through the pouch right there? Okay, there we go. Saved a little recording. I'll post to TikTok later. Okay, now, what I said earlier is this. We are going to work on, okay, we're going to have a little bit of fun. Oops, I need to shrink this. Sorry, shrinking a little something. We're going to actually do some critical hit rate testing, which is pretty cool. All right, I like to math this. Now, this is going to be a very long and boring test, so if you guys do not like math, I do not suggest being here, okay, because like I said, this is going to require a lot of math, and that may not be very fun. So for this test, we're going to use the one and only Jaber. Wait, why can't he remove the skin? It's so weird that he cannot actually remove a skin. Cannot remove this skin. Oh, because I have to select his default, do I? That's so weird. Okay, whatever. Oh my god, default Jaber is worse than I thought. Look at Jaber. Look at him right there. He's such a Jaber. Okay, for this particular test, we're going to need my good old piercing light. It's got a critical hit rate of 40%. Do we have anything that's got 50% but no unique effect? This has 50%, and the ATOMs also has 50%, which is great, but that has a charge mechanic, which I don't really want. Do I have anything else that has 50% that does not have a charge mechanic? Nope. I need something. I guess I'll have to use the Afterglow Sword. This would make the most sense. Okay, we're going to use this, and let me take a look at the unique ability. On hitting a weak point, so I just have to not hit a weak point. Simple. So we don't hit a weak point, we don't get death propagation, which means that we are completely fine. But if you hit a Colossus, damn. Okay, so it doesn't have to hit a weak point, damn. Let's see if I've got anything else that might have... Wait, Peacemaker. This has a, well, it's got a 55.55% with the weapon option, but I could totally use this. Okay. Either that or I just use Piercing Light. I think I'll just use Piercing Light. That is the simpler methodology because this thing has no special stuff. Okay, and we're just going to increase the criticals with better insight. This puts us at a critical hit rate of 53.2%. Okay, good enough. Now, what we're also going to do is we're going to remove all inversion reinforcer from this dude. So, nothing there. Arcade tuning is blank for Jaber, which is perfectly fantastic. Okie dokie. This is looking good. Okay, nothing here will ever give us a buff or boost, and now we can start testing. Like I said, this is actually going to be a very, very boring testing stream, but if you guys are into seeing testing, then you're going to see it live. All right, this is how we're going to do it. So this is the first and only time I'll even play Jaber. But basically, what we're going to do is we're going to take this, right? And take note that there are no cores that increase my critical hit rate or anything like that. And we don't have any rolls for critical hit rate. All we're going to have is this one better insight mod, putting us at 53.2%. What our goal is to do is that we are going to spawn a Tormentor right now. All right. We're going to spawn a Tormentor. And what we're going to do is that we are going to actually shoot at the Tormentor repeatedly, okay, over a period of time, and we're going to count how many crits we get. Okay, so that is the main goal here. In order to make this test a little better, we're also going to increase the fire rate and drastically reduce the recoil of all of this. So concentration stabilizer is perfect because it is leveled up and ready. It increases the damage, but we don't care about the damage. It's not going to affect the rate. The critical hit rate is still standard. So that's all. All right. And this will help us effectively to shoot multiple times. So no, of course not. We're just going to use him for the test. All right. This is not playing with him. This is me using him from a test. All right. So I'm still waiting for the 500. All right. Now then, let's start. 1, no crit. 2, crit. 3, no crit. So what we're going to do is we're going to record the results. So 1 crit. Okay. And 2 no crits. So that's how it's going to work. Very simple, very easy. Oh, I got to make sure that all these don't use any decimals either. Grand. Okay, so we'll do 3 shots at a time so we can record it. Okay. And now what I'm going to show you is... this is what the spreadsheet is going to look like. So you'll see the flashbang as I record in the spreadsheet. But here, basically what's going to happen is that we are going to record the results of every shot. A 1 is a crit, a 0 is a non-crit. And we're going to determine how the final result looks, and we're going to use the math to work backwards to determine how critical hit resistance actually works. Is it going to be a flat reduction? Is it going to be multiplicative? Is it going to be a limiter? Because all of these maths work differently, and it adjusts how we can actually plan our builds for specific type of colossi, which is fantastic, and I actually like the idea of that. So that is what I'm going to be doing here today. All right, so please do look forward to it. This is going to be very, very boring testing, but we are going to actually take the results of over 100 shots. I'm going to math it out like a man. All right, and I'll show you guys how we do it. Okay. Most of the time, y'all never get to see these types of testing streams, but okay, so that's 4 shots. It was 0. Okay. 1, 0, 0. Okay, so out of those 4 shots, only 1 criticaled. Now we're going to reload again. Again. Okay, again. Again. All right, so that was a 0, 1, 1, 1. Okay, so this is just how it goes, and we just constantly do this. Thank you, OG Chris, for the roses. So we're going to constantly do this for the entirety of tonight, okay? And we're going to show people how this kind of testing works. And we're going to keep doing all these things and getting the results so we can make a final calculation and figure out what things are going to look like. That's why we have to take over 100 shots, but that's part of the fun. Okay, 0, 0, 0, 0. All 0. This is why I like playing with large numbers, because you can get an actual result that very closely approximates your final. However, you know, this is how we do it. I'm brave. I'll go 5 at a time. Okay, so that's another 5 zeros. Wow. Yowza yowza. Okay.
Wait.
I better not do too... I mean, I want to speed up the testing, but I don't want to do too many at once. Crit. Non-crit. So that's a 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. Zero, 1, 0, 0, 1. Okay, and at the end of the result, we'll be able to do the math. So I'll show you guys how we do everything and all that kind of stuff. It's a lot of fun. Okay, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1. Greetings, Wayne. Yeah, damn. I missed those shots. Got distracted for a second, didn't count. Might skew the results a bit, but it's okay. Okay. 0, 0, 1, 0, 0.
Loading.
Either way, the final will approximate the results. But you know what? I'll go by 4s. Easier. 1, 0, 0, 1. Okay. Well, it was probably D. Russ or Jonathan. They both gifted yesterday, but you're very welcome on their behalf. 1, 0, 0, 0. Oh, the testing is boring, but not to me. I freaking love stuff like this. I like to know things. And just so everybody knows, we are using like no real modules or anything. We're just testing a 53.2% crit rate. 1, 2. Okay, so it's a 1, 0, 0, 0. Okay. Because through this, we'll be able to approximate the result, and we'll get an idea of how it's supposed to work. Because we know for a fact that this has a 40% resistance rate. We just don't know what 40 means. Is it flat? Is it multiplicative? Is it a limiter? We'll find out. Okay, 0, 1, 1, 0. Oh yes, and I love the math. I get very excited about it, as you guys can see. Okay, that's a 0, 0, 0, 1. Okay, that's a 0, 0, 1, 1. I tell ya. Today's stream is going to be one of the more unpopular ones, because only the ones who are as nerdy as me are going to enjoy this shit. But I don't care. I live for stuff like this. Okay, that's a 1, 0, 0, 1. Okay, again. Again! Oh, I amused myself. 1, 0, 1, 0. Okay. 1, 0, 1, 0. That would be a 0, 0, 1, 0. Okay, again. 1 0 1 0. Okay, again. 1 1 1 0. You discussing the Haley Cosmetic? That was literally 25 years ago, man. We're already past that, dude. And even if it doesn't clip through in game, it is still a problem. If her idle animation is that it clips through, that's not good enough for me. 1 0 0 1. So unless you're the dev that designed it, Flexodon, I don't think you should worry about it. One, 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 one. Okay. 1 1 1 1. One more shot to round out 100. 0. Okay. Perfect. We've done 100 shots. So now we're going to do our first calculation. Now, this is only the first round of calculations. There's actually more rounds of calculations. So we're going to start with the first round calculation. All right. So you're going to see me do it live, but there'll be a video explaining everything tomorrow. So we've just collected the results of 100 shots. Now we need a sum. So we're going to have a sum total. And how do we get a sum? What we do is we just add up everything here. All right, and we always do a cross check. All right, so cross checks might be boring, but we're going to do a running total. So how do we do the running total? This is to serve as a cross check, but it's a very simple methodology. So running total starts here, then it equals to this plus this, right? Then you will take that and you'll just run with it all the way down. Okay, this is to ensure that both numbers must match. There should be no discrepancy. So we have 39. It's a match perfectly, right? Okay, beautiful, because here's what we're going to do. We're going to use these two numbers to check the results. Now, how do we actually determine the results of this? Now, if critical hit resistance, all right, my crit rate. Okay, so we'll start here. My crit rate, if we look at it, actually, you know what? Let's not increase that. I will do it to the side, actually. That actually makes a lot more sense. So we'll do it here. My crit rate. Now, my crit rate here, okay, is going to be 53.2%. Okay, so this is my crit rate right now, which we can verify in the game. So we're going to go take a look at that. So my crit rate right here for the firearm is 53.2%. Okay, so we understand that if my gun is to crit without any interference from resistance, I should, over a number of shots, get a crit rate that is close to 53.2%, assuming that there's no resistance. So what is my actual rate? So actual rate would end up being this, okay, divided by 100. We did 100 shots, 39 of them crit. So what is my actual crit rate? So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn this into a percentage. So we see it there. So my actual rate was 39%. Now, what we're going to talk about is expected results. Now, we know that the Tormentor, okay, we know that the Tormentor for sure, oops, sorry about this. I'm going to unwrap the text. There we go. Tormentor resist, okay? The Tormentor's resistance, if we were to take a look at it, and let's expand this window a little bit so we can see it. The Tormentor's resistance right now, okay, I'm gonna have to remove my green screen for a second, is 40%. So if this was flat, right, then it should be this minus 40%, which gives me 13.2. The actual rate deviates from this, so we know for a fact that it's not a flat resistance. So it means critical hit resistance doesn't just take your critical hits and then minus off the resistance. If multiplicative, right, then the expected result should be, okay, this multiplied by 100% minus, oops, sorry, we can't input the wrong formula now, minus the 40%. So this should be the approximation. Okay, and it's kind of looking pretty close to that. Okay, so it might be a multiplicative resistance. We don't know for sure, but this looks, you know, over time we'll be able to check in more depth, right? So we're going to do another 100 shots and then another 100 shots, and we're going to get the full result after testing many, many instances. You see, so this is exactly how this whole entire process works. And this is how we will determine how critical hit resistance works. Last but not least is if it is a limiter. If it is a limiter, then we should actually get very close to this, because what a limiter would mean is that my maximum crit rate would be 100% subtract whatever. So in this case, we aren't even at the cap and we're not even getting 60%. So we know that it is not flat. Okay, so we're going to put a little highlight here. Okay, so we know that it's not flat. Actually, that's a little dark. We're gonna go for a lighter color so we can see it later on in the discussion video when I put. Okay, that's still too dark. Can we? Is there any lighter colors than this? Oh Jesus, there isn't. I will just custom make my color. Pick a custom color. Oh, can I make a custom color? Why, yes, I can. Okay, we'll use the red. But I want a very, 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 very light red. That might actually still be too bright. Okay. Even lighter. Something like that. Okay, just a very, very light highlight. Just there, like so. Okay, so we know that this is not the case, but it seems most likely that it is a limiter. All right, we think that it's going to be multiplicative, right? This is because this is the closest result to this. However, we don't have enough data. We need more data to get closer to this rate and find out. So we're going to do yet another 100 shots. So we're going to take this whole thing, all right, and we're going to duplicate the table. We're going to duplicate this entire table just here. Going to duplicate that. Okay, and we're going to do it again. So we're going to figure things out by duplicating these tables and carrying on. Okay, something like that. So now here, we will have to remove all this. Okay, because there's no data in there. And then we'll start the testing process again. So we're going to do another 100, and we're going to tabulate the results from 100, and we're going to do it again, and we're going to do it again, and we're going to get about 400 results in total, so we can get the closest to the true average. So let's begin the testing process once again. And through this, we will learn exactly how critical hit resistance works. Okay, and this is because you can always achieve random results. No matter how much testing you do, you'll always have to learn. Next update's on Thursday. 0001. 010. Okay, 0001. Figs. Okay. 1001. 1000. Hello, Martin and Figs. What up? Forgive me, I'm concentrating on math. 0001. 0000. 1110. Going as fast as we can, you know. I like knowledge. 0100. 1110. 0010. 0010. 1. Just to make sure. Yeah, okay. So we're not going to get anything other than the spell buff, which is fine. You should be shouting crit, 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 lol. Zeros and ones make more sense. Okay, 4 zeros. Okay, 0, 1, 0, 0. I guess today, though, you guys are getting a behind the scenes. Like, this is how we actually do the testing. That's why it can take a lot of time, but I love doing it. Someone's got to do it, right? So we got to figure it out. Okay, 0, 1, 1, 0. 1, 0, 1, 0. Okay, almost there to our next 100, so we can determine the result. All zeros. No, not yet. I'm just using him for testing because he's so weak and useless that he won't interfere with testing no matter what. It's the best way to be sure that we're getting real results, you know? I'm a sensible man. Okay, now let's bring the window back. This is why this kind of thing is so interesting. Oh wait, sorry, did I leave that window open the entire time? Oops. Anyway, doesn't really matter. Now we've got 29. All right, so if we were to determine the crit rate, again, we'll be using this. So what is the actual rate here? We're gonna have 29 divided by this. Ah, that's okay. Either way, it's all the same. So now we're going to add the average. Now we have to add an average. So we're going to take this average here. Actually, you know, I'll move this up one cell. Is this multiplied by 100 plus this multiplied by 100, and the entire sum gets divided by 200. And then once again, we take a look at the percentage. And the size should be 30. Okay, so the average now has dropped down to 34%. So, and we're going to repeat the results again. Why? Because this one showed a very different side. Last time we hit 39 crits, here we hit only 29. This would indicate that my crit rate this time round is 29%. But do you see the variance? This is why even 200 shots for testing is not enough. You got to do it again and again and again and again and again. You've got to keep doing the testing, all right, until you get as close as possible to the actual. So now we're going to shift the table over again, and we're going to do another 100. So we're going to shift this entire table over here. One spot to the left. Okay. Sorry, just doing a math check. Yep, okay. Math check completed. Right. Now we do it again. So we'll remove all the results in this table, and this will be table 3. So we're going to do another 100 shots. We're going to record them in this table, and then we'll figure things out. So, let's get started. Here's the process again. Lock and load, Jaber. Your time to shine is now. Okay. So 0, 0, 1, 0. All right. Recording it in the table as it goes. Here we go. 1, 0, 1, 0. 0, 0, 1, 1. Okay, and we're gonna do it again. All zeros. 0, 0, 0, 0. Wow, Jaber, you're on a roll of zeros. Okay. This is how funny percentages can work, you know? Sometimes in a row, oop, that was a crit. And then zeros. So 1, 0, 0, 0. This is how percentages work. You know, there's so many people out there that you tell them, but it's a 20% chance, man. I should have gotten it 1 out of 5. This is a 30% chance, but he just had 8 in a row with zeros. And that was a 0, 1, 0, 0. So, you know, that's how probability works. A lot of people don't get it, but this is it. You could get all crits even with a lower rate, or you could get no crits at all with a higher rate. Yes, please do look forward to Ultimate Blair. I'm sure he'll be fun. If they buff him. Otherwise, he's going to be weak and useless, just like before. Okay, that's a 0, 1, 0, 0. And we do it again. Zero, 1, 1, 0. Sure, Michael. In April.
I'm gonna load.
Okay, we're at about 68 right now. Yes, it is April 17th, I think. But they'll announce it again closer, so don't have to worry too much about that. 0011. Okay. Sorry, we'll have to scrap those results. I did not record it correctly. No, it's not random. It appears to be multiplicative. I just want to prove it. I don't know what you're talking about, new weapon shop. 0, 0, 1, 1. 0.
Loading.
Last 4. Okay, we had 29 this time as well, which is about correct. And the average would be this plus this plus this divided by 3. Okay, getting closer to a multiplicative rate, which is what it should be. We're going to do another 100. 400 should be enough. The new event, we'll see tomorrow. I don't know what'll be in there, but we'll see tomorrow. Okay, restart that. And now, take a look. So this is where we're at right now. We've shot about 300 shots. In the first time, we got quite lucky. We shot about total 39 crits. And considering my crit rate is 53.2%, 53.2, the Tormentor's resistance is 40%. If it's a multiplicative resistance, we are going to get very close to 32%, which we are kind of getting close to after a total of 300 shots. So we did another 100 shots. We did about 29 crits here. Another 100 shots. We did about another 29. And we're going to test yet another 100. So we're going to shift this entire table over again.
New subscriber detected.
So we're going to do that right here. And by tabulating these results over and over and over, we will get as close as possible to the true average. And from there, we will know what we're supposed to get. So let's find out, shall we? Now we remove all this. And then the process starts again. So one more time. I think 400 shots should be enough for us to figure this out. It should be as close to the true average as possible, but we'll see. Usually, when you're playing with the law of large numbers, the more you do, the more you will actually get close to the true number that you're supposed to be looking at. So this is how the testing goes, and this is how you're supposed to test. Let me grab my water, and we'll carry on. Okay, here we go. Again. One, zero, zero, zero. Okay, here we go. That's a 1, 0, 0, 1. All zeros. That's a 1, 1, 0, 1. I am going to test skill another day because I do not want to just spend a whole stream doing this, but I'm going to assume they work the same way. In fact, what I'll probably do is I'll probably, in my video tomorrow, assume that skill criticals work the same way. And if anyone can prove otherwise, then they can show their testing work, because until I see it otherwise, I'm pretty sure that both formulas should work the same because they work on the same principle. At least as far as I can tell, both skill and weapon criticals work the same. Should be the case. This looks like a lucky streak. 1001. Look at all these crits. 1100. Realistically though, they should work the same way, because I see no reason for the formulas to be different. But skills can be a little bit harder to test, especially if there's multiple hits. So, and we'd have to go really, really slowly if we use just Viesa. Yeah, you can, Austin. But knowing how it works is more important than lowering it. So, what we're trying to determine is how it works. Now, shut your damn mouth, Austin. Don't disturb me, or I'll kill you. Okay. Zero, 1, 0, 0. Zero, 0, 1, 1. Okay, 1, 1, 0, 0. Zero, 1, 1, 0. Good job, So 6. I take it it's because you're using my builds. Very good. Zero, 1, 1. Okay, Jaber's on a hot streak right now, which will definitely change the results, but I like it. This seems to be a very lucky streak of crits, which will slightly improve the averages, bring it closer to true figure. Okay, that's 0, 0, 0, 0. All right, again. Oh, you'd go a lot faster if you were done. Always remember to do things in the proper steps. Okay, we're almost there. Lovely. Surprise, surprise. We actually got another 39. Interesting. This is very, very odd, but also hilarious. Okay. This has a lot of implications, so it is very important to test. Because if we don't test, we won't know. This way, you see, what Austin mentioned earlier, there's a gold mod on special weapons that you can reduce critical hit rate resistance, right? But how do you know what you're actually going to get, even if you reduce that critical hit resistance? If you don't know how the math behind this works, it doesn't matter what you do. You won't actually be able to understand how resistance even works and how it's going to change, you know, the way that you function. So that's what's important. Unfortunately, though, test results are still inconclusive right now. I mean, it is close, but I'm not going to do a guesstimate. I want to do another 100. That's up to you, man. So 6, I don't recommend going in half-assed for anything. I always fully build a build before going into anything, but it's really your choice at that point. If you think 700 is enough instead of getting my full build, then up to you, man. Like I said, my job is not to tell you what to do. My job is to show you what I do, and then you can determine whether or not you want to follow that to the letter or if you want to try even without it. Okay, again, another 100 shots. The more we do, the closer we get to the real number. Okay, that's 4 zeros right there. Okay, another set of 4 zeros. Looks like Jaber used up all his luck on the last set. 0, 0, 1, 0. Okay. One, 0, 1. Okay.
Reloading.
Reload. Okay, 0, 0, 1, 0.
Reloading.
Look at how many zeros Jaber is scoring right now. It's very interesting. That's how probability works. And that's why, this is literally the whole reason why you have to apply the law of large numbers. You want to determine anything that is related to probability. Okay. You have to work with large numbers. Oh, Doc. Okay, that's in the 4 zeros. And that was just 4 ones in a row. Wild, right? 1, 1, 1. And look, another 4 ones in a row. What is this streak? You see how that goes? I tell you, it can get wild. And that's why people who don't know the math will never understand probabilistic numbers. Probability is always a huge factor, which is why, even in the real world, luck is a big factor in your success. Of course, talent, hard work, all these things pay off, but luck is a big factor as well. Oh, it doesn't matter where we shoot. Why does everyone think I'm playing Jaber? I'm just using him for a test. Alright, Jesus Christ. But yeah, it doesn't actually matter where you shoot. The only thing we're counting is it a crit or not crit? That's it. Doesn't matter where you can shoot. I can shoot his gun, I can shoot his leg, I can shoot his arm. It's just, this is his body, so like there's a huge amount of body. It's just easy to aim there. I can fire rapidly without losing sight of the target. So, makes it easy. Because we don't want this test to take like 50 bajillion years. We just want to make it go as fast as possible so that we can get the math done. Doesn't matter whether we hit a weak point or not. That's not the core of this test.
Loading now.
Who knows, Michael? I sure don't, and I do not care if he's good or not. Until he is one of the strongest descendants, I won't play him. I'm just using him because he does not affect gun results. So no matter what I do, Jaber will not affect the results of this test. Which is exactly why he's being used right now. It's another streak of 4 zeros. Okay, this time we got a different result, 27, which is fine for me. Okay, now let's put it into our table. Oops. Go here. Now it's divided by 5, but we're going to have to add one more number all the way from this side of the table. There he goes. All right, we are actually very, very close to the multiplicative factor. So now we're going to zoom out of this table. This character is Jaber. Okay, so if you guys have not yet seen the shenanigans we're up to, this is it. This is what we've been doing this entire time. Okay, we've actually shot 500 bullets in total. What we did was we tabulated every single time whether it was a crit or a non-crit. Now, those of you on TikTok won't be able to see this, so only YouTube will get to see this testing, but I'm showing the window on YouTube right now. We've done 500 shots over five different tables. So each table tabulates 100 shots, calculated all across, right? And what happened here is that we calculated the average percentage of the shots that crit, right? And across the board, the first time round, we got 39%. Second time round is 29%. Why? Because my crit rate for this particular weapon is 53.2, right? So, of course, the actual results won't be that in the field. Now, if we look at the table, like I mentioned earlier, the expected results state that the Tormentor's resistance is 40%. If it is a multiplicative factor together with your crit rate, what you're going to get is a result that is very close to this, 31.92%, which is basically what the Tormentor's resistance will do is that it will cause you to crit at a particular rate relative to your crit rate. So since his resistance is 40%, whatever crit rate you have, only 60% of it will apply. All right, and that is exactly what we're seeing here. It's not an exact result. We would have to shoot thousands of bullets to get an actual result because probabilities, you know, always will have some inaccuracies. Like this time around, 29 shots, 39 shots, 39 shots, 27 shots. You can go on hot streaks. You can go on sad streaks. Like there's a streak of 8 here. If we just did 8 shots, he would have 100% crit rate, which would make no sense, right? So basically, how crit hit resistance works in this game, and it will work the same for every boss, and I'll do a video on this explaining it all tomorrow, but it actually is multiplicative. So that means whatever the resistance of the boss is, you will multiply it out. So if the boss's resistance is, say, 30%, you will only hit at 70% of your crit rate. That means the higher your crit rate you have, the better it is, but no matter how high you go, you're only going to function at, say, 60% efficiency.
Preparation.
So let's take a look at Gluttony, right? If we look at the battle info of Gluttony, he has a skill critical hit resistance of 70%, but a firearm critical hit resistance of 27%. So if Haley has a 100% critical hit rate, right, you can actually just do this calculation super easily on your own. But 100%, so you minus the 27, this gives you 73%, right? So let's say Haley has a 100% crit rate. You have to multiply it by 73%. If Haley is firing a gun at Gluttony, the crit rate will be 73% no matter what. All right? And because it is a multiplicative factor, even if Haley only got a critical hit rate of 80%, she would be critting at 58.4%. Like, so it's not going to subtract all of it. However, skills, 70% of your crit rate is gone. So even if Viesa went in against Gluttony, right, and had a 100% crit rate, she would only be critting 30% of the time. Same with Lepic. He would have literally 70% of his critical hit resistance taken away. And you can now actually see this info for every single boss, which is really, really interesting. It is really, really interesting. And now you know, like, okay, so if a boss has this kind of dealio, then you know that you're not supposed to be using crits on him. You can use firearms. Let's take a look at Deathstalker. Deathstalker also has 70% skill critical, but 30% firearm critical hit resistance. So the closer you get to 100%, the more crit rate you'll have, but you'll always be 30% less than what you have. All right? You'll always be at 70% efficiency, which is now the answer. So congratulations, ladies and gents. After today, we have determined exactly how crits work. Well, I'm assuming that skill critical hits work the same, but this is, in theory, how it should work. Now, what does that mean for a module that lowers skill critical hit resistance? So, if you were to take a module like the one that was mentioned earlier, all right, so for special rounds, there is the module Analysis Master. Okay, this one will reduce the enemy's critical hit resistance by 25%, all right, whenever you hit the enemy. And if it's fully upgraded, I believe the cooldown drops, so it's, or the duration increases. It's one of the two. But basically, if we were to use this on, say, Gluttony, right, it would mean that if Haley had a 100% critical hit resistance and Gluttony has only 27, you would take away 25% of that, right? Oh, actually, wait. That's tough to determine because we don't know if it's minus 25% additive or multiplicative. That actually is a whole nother can of worms. And I don't really want to test that. It can be done, but it would have to be done with special rounds specifically. I'll leave it to somebody else to test that, but if we assume it's additive, then it'll make sure that you're practically almost always going to hit criticals, so you can base your critical hit rate on that, even if it's multiplicative. But it does say minus, though. I don't know. It's difficult to determine 100%. We would have to actually do a test, but that test is a bit more complex. Maybe another day. I just leveled this dude to 40. That's all I did.
Commencing turret synchronization operation.
I haven't leveled these three, but I leveled Jaber to 40. It's just a Kit Kat, but it's a white chocolate Kit Kat. Okay. We are done, and I'm satisfied. Yeah, I'll have to, Austin, because we don't know if it's additive or multiplicative. But I'll be real with you. I do not want to test it today. Maybe at a later time, man. Because it would not be applicable to the majority of guns. I'm pretty sure it's only on special rounds, right? So either I or somebody else will have to test a setup for that and determine whether it's additive, multiplicative, or whatever. But I just shot 500 bullets and tabulated all that. I don't really want to have to do that again with the gold card, man. But good results today. At the very least, it applies to 3 out of 4 rounds because they don't have a way of reducing the skill criticals, the critical hit rate, so I'm satisfied with that. Now, I think I'm gonna go back to raising Bunny's arcade tuning for a bit. Ziemisilin, if you got burned out quickly and you're a Destiny or Warframe grinder, the choice is yours, man. I'll say, look, if you don't feel like you want to play TFD because you enjoy it and you already have other games to play, then you're going to get burned out quick. So I would say don't bother. But if you feel like you want to give it another go, you feel like you're excited to try it again, then give it another try. They've made a lot of the grinds easier and more fluid, but again, the choice is yours at the end of the day. All right. I never tell people, oh yes, try this, or oh yes, do that. No. I'm always honest. Because the thing, like, forgive me for saying, I'm also blunt. But quite frankly, I always feel that if you're already playing something else, then why do you want to play another game that's the same? For example, I already played this as my looter shooter. I'm not going to go play Warframe. I'm not going to play Destiny. This is my chosen looter shooter. That's good enough. You know, if I want to play something else, then what I'm going to play is, like, for example, Monster Hunter, or a totally different type of game, like a PvP game. That's probably what I'll do. Because, you know, if you eat the same food all the time, you're gonna get sick of it, right?
But do not exceed your limits.
Now, speed! Oh wait, I didn't put on my inversion reinforcer. Silly me. That well doesn't matter. Whatever.
New subscriber detected.
I respect the fact that you supported Bungie for 10 years, but god, they're a bunch of money-grubbing assholes. I really, really hate Bungie with passion. Like, until recently, I found that their practices were even scummier than freaking Blizzard of all people. Of course, Blizzard is now just as bad as them, so that makes a lot of sense. But, yeah. I don't play Jaber, Armando, so I wouldn't be able to advise you, sorry. If in future Jaber is useful, I'll advise you then, but I don't play Jaber at all. Right now, Jaber is completely and utterly useless, so I have no desire and no need to play him. Can't help you there, Armando. You'll have to discover it on your own then. I've heard about them, Assassinu. But as I'm not part of the EU, I don't think it'll affect me. Which is unfortunate because I very much prefer to see the true price of things in video games. It would be nice if they actually just showed me the truth and let it be. I actually think the decision was quite good. See you later, Fox. Have a good meeting, you nerd. Okay, that was shameful.
You like this?
I forgot my inversion reinforcer, but MP collector is working just fine, and I like it. What is the best multi-class weapon? What do you mean multi-class weapon? Sorry, pal, this isn't D&D. You might have to specify a bit more. What are you trying to ask me for when you say multi-class weapon? We don't have classes here. I cannot become a lawful good paladin in this game, my
Hound
friend.
action to HQ. Mission complete. Requesting transport.
I hope he means multi-descendant, but I'd rather the viewer themselves clarify. As you know, I'm very specific with my answers, so I need specific questions as well. Hey, Chester. Just chillin'. Finished the calculations. Listen, I would love to multi-class into a freaking warlock, alright? But, you know, I'll happily make a couple of contracts with demons out here, but I don't think we can do that in this game. I mean, I would if I could, but I can't. So, you know. Or monk fighter. Yeah, I could multi-class that as well. Just for unarmed spec. Wouldn't mind that. The free ticket for Ultimate Bunny? No. I got skins out of the box, so I'm not quite sure. Maybe go to an A. I think an A will, if you go to research, you'll be able to use the stuff. And of course, Assassino, I mean, it's so easy to unlock. Just go to Sigma Sector. Of course, there are some situations where I've been able to play more than, like, I think the longest sessions, if I do both streams on this, it's about 7 hours total playtime. So, realistically speaking, I'm getting what I need. I will get what I want, what I deserve. Mr. Miserable Glaze a warlock. She sure is, pal. She's a wizard, for sure. In some legendary twisted way. She's the Dianator. There, Oscar U has an answer for you. Go to the shop. Are you talking about the premium shop? As in like the premium shop or a specific person? Go to inventory shop. Okay, so he's looking here. Shop. You should be able to use the ticket somewhere here. All right?
Descendant.
Look for Bunny.
Confirm arrival
Look
at
for
the
Ultimate
operation
Bunny
zone.
and use the ticket.
Proceed
Okay.
with caution.
So I'm assuming it'll be Ultimate Descendant and you should see something in there that'll let you do it. Thanks, chat. Very helpful of you. Raphael, like, I don't know how to tell you this, bro, but there's a lot of guns that are Descendant specific. And there's no one universal thing that works everywhere. Maybe the Albion Cavalry gun, but quite frankly, you're gonna have to invest in the specific weapon for the specific build. So I'll tell you honestly, Mr. Raphael, look at my build, see what weapon I'm using, or if the build says it doesn't need a weapon, then you don't need to worry about it, okay? But honestly, I would recommend all that kind of stuff. Look, Austin, the reason I don't want to recommend Thunder Cage is because it's not really one of the meta weapons. I don't want him to build it, waste catalyst, and be disappointed. So if you don't mind, I mean, you can take Austin's recommendation if you want, but my recommendation is follow the build. Anything can be worth it if it's used in the build. However, what I would recommend is following my builds. I don't use the Albion Cavalry gun because I don't find it that strong. However, a lot of my guns are very build specific. For example, Ancient Knight, only on Serena. Last Dagger, only really on Glay. So it depends on whether or not you're playing some of the most efficient characters.
Arcane life signs detected inside
That's
of
what I
all
will
this
tell
stuff.
you, and I'm just want to be honest about that. I know it's not the best possible answer, but this game is all about you gotta spend on everything, so you'll get very used to it very quickly. Well, Assassinu, Secret Garden is only for them, and again, it's not actually used as a weapon. It's used as a stat stick. So just be aware of that. This is why, please follow the build guides. The passive is from the unique effect. You don't even need to invest in the gun to get it, FYI. So again, the build guide tells you all this, and that's why it's very important to follow the build guides. If you follow the build guides, you hear what I'm saying in the build guides, you'll understand better. Discussing it now or asking for a recommendation on a single stream, it's not good for you. Well, it's only a short burst though. You will find it quite inefficient without that short burst. But yes, it is way better to follow the build videos, guys. Because no matter how much you guys try and tell somebody something, please take note, it is not what the customer needs. What the customer is looking for is a one-size-fits-all. That doesn't work here. It used to be the Enduring Legacy, by the way, but now there is none because weapon cores make all sorts of weapons very different. And what may have been efficient in the past is no longer efficient anymore. Yep. And that's why I have to be very specific in what people want. Because what I pride myself on is customer service. If the customer is asking me a question, I have to give them an appropriate response. But sometimes the best response is genuinely, we have no response for you. One mistake a lot of people try and make is that they'll always try and find an answer for a person's problem. But you cannot always find an answer. So remember that. Sometimes the best answer is to tell them honestly that there is no answer. And that they have to do the hard yards. In which case, I'll tell you right now, Raphael, do the hard yards. Build every single weapon that I use for my build videos. I don't play Enzo, so I wouldn't be able to recommend anything. In fact, I have not used Enzo for like 90 days. I didn't use him in Season 2. I didn't use him in Season 2, Episode 2. I don't want to be real with you about that. I'm sure that there are other creators out there who've done some Enzo builds or whatever. You can choose to follow their work if you think they're trustworthy enough for you. But again, I'll say it straight, and I'll say it quite frankly. I don't use Enzo because there is no point in using Enzo. He is only really useful with machine guns. And Enduring Legacy, like I said, used to be the go-to gun. Because that's what Enzo would do. He would use Enduring Legacy and be a badass. But now, with weapon cores, so many weapons are much better than Enduring Legacy given the situations. If you want to go back to Enzo, you can still probably use Enduring Legacy, but Enduring Legacy has literally 3 useless cores that don't help damage. There is no go-to gun right now, 704. That's why I'm telling everybody on my YouTube, same thing that I'll tell you guys on TikTok. Go to my channel, look at my build video, and adjust for like whatever. If a build that I say uses this gun, use that gun. If I don't say use this gun, then don't worry about it. Because there are a lot of go-to guns. There's everything from the Malevolent, which people are loving in the Void Erosion Purge. People are still using the Last Dagger, FYI. There's a lot of stuff. If you're just getting back to the game, welcome back. It's a totally different game now. There's a lot that you have to catch up on. And while the Malevolent is great for mobbing, yes and no, there are far more efficient weapons depending on the type of activity you're doing. So again, there's no one answer, and I hope I can just be clear on that. I want there to be one answer. I wish there was just one answer for you guys, but there really isn't. Because Malevolent is great for mobbing, depends on the character as well. On some characters, what are you going to do with the Malevolent when you can just run through like with Bunny and kill them all? Or if you're going to use Glaive with unlimited ammo, then Malevolent's amazing because you can literally have limitless blades flying everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So there is never one true answer. There's always more than one answer. And that's kind of the key thing.
This is Hound
If it were up to me and there was only one answer, I would say, hey, there's only one answer, here you go. But there's a lot of things that are situational. And that's why I say the best thing to do is follow the build video, build what I build for the build video, play it where I play it, use it in its appropriate setting, and you'll be alright. Use it in the wrong setting, you're going to have a miserable time. Like, I mean, here, my gun, my Enduring Legacy, is literally just a sprinting stat stick. Ines is another one that doesn't really need guns, but she can be used to even level up guns, kind of like with Bunny. But for Ines, Secret Garden would be the ideal. Why? Stat stick. You need the stats. Speaking of which, I need to re-roll my Secret Garden at a later time for faster Ines farming. Zico, not really. Check your dog. Make sure your dog is auto-dismantling. Otherwise, recheck your filters. You might have accidentally reset your filters. A lot of people accidentally reset their filters. I've done it before myself. It can be problematic. But my filters are working absolutely fine. They do everything they're supposed to do. I have no trouble with them.
Wide-range shaping charge drop complete. Begin the void energy purification operation.
That's kind of a big thing. A lot of people often forget. They accidentally hit the Z button without themselves knowing when they're thinking or whatever. They could just be like copy pasting or undoing stuff, and then before you know it, bada bing, bada boom. Before I go on, I better put on some Carmex on my lips. They're getting dry as hell. Happy to hear that, John. That's good. Well, get some food in your belly so you can rock out to my latest tune. By the way, ladies and gents, if you haven't heard my latest song yet, alright, make sure y'all check this out. My latest song is on SoundCloud. Actually, I haven't even redone up the command. Speaking of the Greg's Reversed, that's going to be another one that's on my list. Oh, I know. But I got to share it with the rest of these nerds. So, make sure y'all tune into my latest track. There we go. Updated the command. Almost forgot to update the command today. Don't forget to check it out, yeah? Alright, let's go kick more butt. In that case, you may as well get the Enduring Legacy, Raphael. If you want specifically for Enzo, you can use his old Enduring Legacy build. However, the alternative for Deathstalker is just Serena and the Ancient Knight. Even in a team, you can absolutely wipe out Deathstalker. top of my lungs. No one's listening. Do I even make this sound? By the way, if you're wondering what songs I'm singing, these are all the new songs that will be coming to my channel soon.
Mission complete.
All my own
Transport
creations.
inbound. See you soon.
Alright, again. I'll test it myself at a later date. But I cannot give a recommendation to that until I test it for myself. I don't think it's that strong. Haven't heard anyone using it. Haven't even seen anyone using it. But I'll definitely try it at a later time. And Zico, of course I've got a vid covering dismantling settings. You should have already watched that. Look up the video on how to set up your junk filter, dude.
This is Hound Actual, reporting extreme concentrations of void energy within the operation zone.
I believe
All
this
units,
is the
please
correct
proceed
one.
at your own discretion, but do not exceed your limits.
There you go, Zico. Hey, Unc. How's it going?
No chance.
Like I said, you probably reset your filters in some weird, twisted way. Because if you didn't watch my video guide, you should always watch my video guide. Don't bother with the rest. Because they're the one, this is the only one that'll tell you the accurate stuff. But I'm sure you guys already noticed that by now. Because here, we'll only give you accurate information. That's why I don't say, oh, this might be good, or oh, this might be great. Unless it's been tested and proven 110%, I won't even bother. No sense in wasting time, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, no problemo. Like I said, I'll test it myself at a later time. Of course, Crystal Wizard. Customer service is the most important. I might be an abrasive asshole, but I'm an accurate asshole. I mean, exactly. It's the truth, you know? Would you... I mean, I can ask anybody here. You want somebody that's only going to say pretty things to you and lie to your face? Or you want the honest guy who will probably say a bunch of mean things about you, but hey, at the end of the day, you're getting honest information? Well,
RK receptor.
what I'd also say to
Confirming
those
signs
people
of
is that
life.
maybe they should toughen up, Buttercup.
Why, you little...
Haley has always been worth investing in. I mean, she was and still is one of the coolest bossers in the game. But what I will say is that she is kind of outshone by Serena right now. However, we don't know if they'll nerf Serena or bring her back in line because, quite frankly, she is miles ahead of pretty much everybody else. So there's that. No problem, Lewis. Thanks for showing up on the morning stream, though. Appreciate that. You go ahead and do what you need to do. Yeah, leveling up Haley is sort of meh. That's why I'm kind of putting it off. I'm just doing the easy ones first, like Bunny, Ines. Because Bunny is still the flunny. And I feel that a lot of people will need the updated build anyway. What's up? The Sky, bro. Sky is always up. You want to know what else is up, Valentine's? My newest sound on SoundCloud. So make sure you check out my latest track. And rock my music all the time, alright? More of the good stuff is coming soon.
Confirmed. Descendant, stop the enemy troop deployment.
Also, the other thing that's up is Dog. Still farming Haley? Noob! Alright, quickly everybody. Make fun of Eddie. Make fun of Eddie for not having Haley. Noob! That's alright, man. You'll get her eventually. It's just RNG, so don't sweat it too much. Yep.
Captain Elias, deploying RK. I am the original.
If a tree falls in
Out of my way!
forest, no one's around. Does it even make a sound? If I'm screaming at the top of my lungs and no one's listening, do I even make a sound? Depends on RNG luck, man. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But why are you not a fan of Serena? She's literally the strongest thing since sliced bread.
Mission complete.
She is the champ. Now you literally can't beat Garina. She just does whatever the hell she wants. Rips and tears you to shreds, slaps you up. You can go for Saint Celestine colors. I prefer just general Sister of Battles, good enough. No. There's none of this crap about doesn't need much catalyst. No, you fully catalyze everything. I catch any of you half-assing your catalyzations. Alright. We gonna have some fighting words. We're gonna have some serious fighting words between us, alright? None of y'all better be half catalyzing. Everything must be maxed out. If you do not max it out, I will have to max you out with a torture device. Let me go spend some more coins.
The special human child.
Let's see. What should I get now? I have yet to decide what to spend my crappy coins on. Let us begin here. Come here. And then here. Come here. And then here. Gimme. And you know what? Now let's buy up some more phase exchanges. In future, I'm sure I'll get more, right? So, since there'll be more stuff in future, I'm gonna grab that. Hello, Sonny. How are you, Sonnying? Okay, now, moment of truth. I need to actually go and farm the stupid void vessel. So, let's go do that. Now, should I Keelan or should I Ines? Give me liberty or give me Ines? Decisions. But we're going to Ines. Why? Because that's the smart thing to do. And now that I have my Sprinto speed maximize, let's go through the void vessel at high speed. Inversion reinforcer. MP will do. Old Hagio sheepdog. It would probably make it to OP, Jose. I'm pretty sure that the skill descendants will come back in the content that needs them. I don't have a Luna build up. I've never played Luna and I have no interest in playing Luna. I'm different that way. Alright, off I go. I should really be using Keelan, but I don't know. I can't really bring myself to do it. I'm just not in the mood. I'm just gonna sort of barrel through it really fast because I really just want the external components. So upward and onward. It does give me XP to continue leveling up my bunny, but I just want to get through it as fast as possible. And Ines is the best way. No, Ines is the fastest for a Void Vessel. Can't really beat her speed. Keelan's only good thing is that he can skip the lasers and literally fly by dashing, I
Launching
guess.
Void vessel exploration
So he can,
operation.
well, I guess he can just fly through lasers in that way, but Ines is still faster. Because Keelan, he'll have to cast multiple times to get stuff done, right? Ines just casts once and it's over.
You can't escape.
Case in point. So like if I'm doing a speed run like so, then it's way better for me to just use an S.
Those bastards.
The thing about Keelan is that he can just skip a lot of like those lasers and stuff. He'll just literally fly through them. But he takes longer on the enemy kill sequences. So that's where Ines just shines. Because all I have to do is dump this, shoot their shields off, and then they all die. I don't recall them announcing a support character. But fair enough. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, nobody can tell you that your opinion's wrong, right? So, oh no!
Damn it, no. This is where it ends.
Good job, Rico.
My shield, damn them. This is going to hurt. Begin tracking. Keep trying. This is where it ends. Oh, damn it.
Whee! See Arcane on my TikTok. Thanks for liking.
My shield, damn them.
Penetration just means that you can go through a target. That's all. At least as far as I can tell, it means that, like, for example, let's say I shoot a target. If I can penetrate through it, it means that I can go through this target and hit another target behind it.
Let's end this.
At least that's what I'm assuming it does. I don't believe it should do anything else. If I'm wrong on that, then please feel free to correct me, but that's what I thought it does. At least to the greatest of my knowledge.
Bastards.
Because the reason for that is that I infer that from the information on the piercing light, where it says that on the piercing light, if it hits more than one target in a single shot, that's counting as penetration. And yes, well, some people just have characters they enjoy. I make no bones about that, you know. There'll always be people who enjoy what they enjoy. So mains, I think, will forever exist in games like this. End up being 5 minutes and 15 seconds. Normally it's 4 minutes and 50. I have tested Potent Collector, but I have no need for it right now. Even if people want to just endlessly spam her 4, I mean, there's no point in that. Your time differential is not going to be drastically different, I will say that much. But if you like it, you can try those types of builds. For me, I'm just satisfied because there's no need to change what I have already.
Damn it. Ha! This is where it ends. Ha! Huh. Ha! 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 Take this! Ha! This is going to sting a little. Ha! Ha! There's no getting away. Ha! Give up. Let's end this.
Itchy. There we go. Okay, there we go.
This is going to hurt. Keep trying. You can't escape. Damn it, no.
I know I need better hunter components, but damn.
Let's end this.
Yep, people will play what they want to play. I just like to maximize my time. I mean, I know I shouldn't, because if I was truly efficient, for example, I could be using Keelan right now. But I just cannot be bothered. I really do not want to. Or hell, I could use Bunny, but
My shield.
I just want to get my couple of runs done. Let's not think about it.
Reloading.
That's fair.
This is where it ends.
That's fair to say as well. As long as they're not complaining about it, I think it's fine to main it. But I do agree that yes, when somebody mains something and then they complain they can't do something, that can be problematic.
Enemy container has been revealed. Please verify the data.
But I mean, at the end of the day, you know, we gotta let people do what they want to do. Can't control every aspect of their lives. I can only control what goes on here within the limited set of my rules. I will, Jose, but very slowly. Because like it's like when the mood strikes me, then I'll be like, okay, so I'm gonna play some of this, but yeah. Hey, Crystal, saw your comment on my SoundCloud. Thank you, guys. If anyone hasn't heard my music yet, here's my SoundCloud. Please do enjoy. But yes, thank you for that.
Launching void vessel
I'm always
exploration
open-minded. For
operation.
example, lots of people said that they only completed Void Erosion because of the Serena build. I know they're not using mine because I haven't posted it yet. So they're using somebody else's. If I wasn't open-minded, I'd be like, oh, why are you watching another creator's streams or creator's content? Then go watch them. Don't watch me, you know? But I'm open-minded about it. That being said, I did actually post up my Glade build, and pretty much everyone could solo it with my Glade build before. Not sure why they didn't do that. But Serena being OP made it easier for a lot of people, I guess. Nope, I do not have a choice indeed. So I'm okay with it. I know, I'm just giving another example, Rico. Open-minded applies to all sorts of situations. Don't forget that. Because if you think about it, right? A lot of people watch my streams and stuff, but yet they'll happily use somebody else's build instead of waiting for me to test something, right? And despite the fact that I've proven something, they still won't use the build that I've tested and proven because somebody offered them what they feel is an easier solution. Oh no!
Oh no!
So that's always the case.
My shield.
Like I said, if I wasn't open-minded, I could be like several others and just kick you out of my stream, you know? Not you specifically, but I'm just saying in general. I could do that, but I won't. I mean, you can brute force it, but this is why, you know, Pepsi, I made a general build, and that's what a lot of people won't do. They'll build a specific build without realizing they're building a specific build. Whereas when I made my Glade build, although it was a bit slower, it was a general build that worked everywhere. Problem is, people didn't want that. They wanted the fastest time. So
This is where it ends.
that's what happens, man. You should never have spec'd your last dagger for
You
electric.
can't escape.
If you did that for a Defiler, then that was your first problem, because I told everybody already, don't be following those kinds of builds. I mean, if you want to at the end of the day, that's on you, but yeah. And this weapon was the last season Battle Pass T. You'll have to wait till next season to be able to get it. It's not available right now. The Battle Pass weapons are pretty much very, very necessary if you want to do stuff.
No.
So you can't really... Oops. Oh my god. Okay, I think the game's just telling me to pick Keelan so I can skip lasers. But yeah, unfortunately, there's no way to get certain weapons, so either you grab the Battle Pass each time or you miss out. Oh, that one I built specifically. Because for that one, there's no need for a general build. I mean, you can roll a general build if you want. But for that one, I felt that there was no need. So I just built a very specific build for that one. I went straight for the chill rolls. No, it's not. I will be releasing my Void Erosion build at a later time. I always build specifically for a purpose. Like I said, I hadn't tested it up till now. Even now, there's more testing on, going on. But you've already got a build, Rico. So you don't need mine. You're already doing the Void Erosion, right? In that case, no need to wait for my build. But for those that are waiting for my build, it will be done after more thorough testing. Like I said, Pepsi, never spec certain weapons for something unless you really, really want to. But to me, that sounds like a waste. Yeah, that's exactly what I meant, Rico. It'll be covered at a later date.
This is where it ends.
After thorough testing.
Loading.
If you want to be strong enough to go through everything, just literally do what I do. Follow my builds and you're good to go. The key thing is that my build will not always give you the highest damage, but it makes it so that you don't have to worry. Like once you have it, you just don't think anymore. I like to make it so that you don't need to think.
My shield. Damn them.
An enemy container has been revealed. Please verify the data.
Okay, let's see if we got any good components after all these runs. These are sprinting. None of them great. This is a hunter set, but not even a gold defense roll, so not really all that good. Shame. That's what I aim for. I still don't have a good fusion reactor yet. But I'm sure I'll get one eventually. First, let's get rid of all this. Okay, fine. It's time to play Keelan. The acidic decay ticks, I don't really care about them, so that's fine. Alright, let's do this. No, it's Voltia's unique ability. Other beam weapons won't work the same way. Well, Rico, it's up to you whether he's worth it or not. I only use him for Void Vessel because other characters are faster in other areas. So for me, I only use Keelan here.
Launching Void Vessel Exploration Operation.
Loaded. You can't run away. Swapping bags. Damn it. My shield's down. Too slow. Shield's down.
Now I've got my explosions turned off, so he looks a lot less impressive. But this is what I like. It's just fast. See this side of the map?
You can't run away.
You can literally just skip stuff if you want to. That's what people be liking. It helps the frame rates, but honest to God, there's still like so many frame rate issues even with it, so. No explosions, yes, but
Shield's down.
if only they could optimize a little bit better. Not knocking them, I know they did a great job. I mean, compared to the optimization horror of Monster Hunter Wilds, but sometimes I do wish just a little bit more optimization would be nice, you know? Because this is ultimately a spammy game with like lots of abilities and lots of enemies, so
Shield's broken.
it would be nice to completely eliminate that. I know, not very possible, but still. Oh, come on. Keelan, in theory, is faster than Ines, but where he loses time is having to target certain enemies like this.
Crumbling rot. Loading. My shield's down. Shield's broken.
I am, however, missing Serena's reload.
Changing mags. Shield's down. I'll snuff them life. Shield's broken.
Like I said, he's only really useful in Void Vessel because he can, like Sharon, skip lasers. Like, you can literally just ignore lasers with him, which is nice.
My shield's down.
Otherwise, the poor fella doesn't have too much going for him. All he does is dash around. I don't know if the devs will nerf her. Like, nerfs are a very, very sensitive topic. So it's hard to say what the devs will actually do with Serena. Quite frankly, she invalidates a lot of other Descendants, but then again, Ines did the same thing, so, and Ines, we already know people have been screaming about her nerfs, which I don't think will be a smart decision, since like half the player base doesn't want it to happen. It was a very even divide when we did the polls, and, you know, I still recognize that, so, yeah.
This is your end. Changing mags.
So I think we'll have to see. Maybe a wait and see kind of dealio. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I would strongly prefer it if they don't, but only because, again, I don't think nerfs are a good idea in general. No matter how OP something may be, at the end of the day, you know, it's not anybody's job to worry about it.
Too slow. Move.
Yeah.
Wither. My shield's down. Ah, damn it. Shield's down. This is your end. Ah, damn it. My shield's down. Loaded.
When people say they invested resources, a lot of people are just miffed about the fact that they bought the character. You know, which again, I told people, don't buy. But, you know, people were just like, I want her now. I don't want to wait for her. I don't want to farm her. Boo, farming bad. So, I mean, they kind of reap what they sow. So I've got no mercy for those peeps because at the end of the day, I don't really care. Like, you can spend on cosmetics or whatever the hell else you want. But, I mean, you literally made a choice to buy something that you could have obtained for free, so that's on you. You can't really complain about, you know, losing your investment at that point.
Too slow. You can't run away.
An enemy
Yeah,
container has been
but
revealed.
I also understand the frustration of those that, you know, just don't want to see something nerfed. Like, you see, the He is about a minute slower than an S. An S is just faster in every single way, which is why it's just a smart decision to use an S for the most part. But, you know, I should level up Keelan's RK tuning at least. Slow and steady, right? I think the problem is twofold. When we talk about people who want nerfs and be hating on the power fantasy, the problem is twofold. See, what we need to understand is that number one, people don't want their power taken away once they have the power fantasy, and number two, the other thing is that they want to have fun their way, but they don't see how they're impacting on other people's fun. A lot of time, I find that these people are selfish because the argument that I've always posed to them is this: if you go into public match and complain about bunnies or whatever, then you're literally saying that your fun is a bigger priority than other people's fun. What if the dude that's going into public only has an hour to play? So he wanted to play private. What if he doesn't want to do that? He has as much right as you to be in public and do whatever he wants. You know, the road is a two-way street. You know, you can't just say like, oh, I'm the king of this road. It's not a one-way. It's a two-way street, you know? Just like how it's sometimes better to wear a two-way. But I'm not quite sure what that means. Anyone know the lyrics? Anyway, the point is, two-way is how it works. All roads are two-way most of the time, except for those tiny little dinky side alleys and streets. But when it's a two-way street, you can't just say, oh, my fun is more important than yours. You know, everybody's got an equal right to use the same road. All right, you don't like it, then you go build your own damn road, and which you can. To be honest, the people who are crying about nerfs and all could choose to organize parties on their own where none of those characters are present, and they can say like, oh, we're doing challenge runs today. Okay, no using certain characters. Let's have some fun. You know, it's like a custom game. But they're not going to do that. They think that everybody should cater to their whims, which is wrong. I don't disagree with what they're saying. I understand how it can ruin their fun. But if their setting we're talking about is public, then everybody's got a right. That's the big problem. That's what it means to be in public. Which is why, have you noticed that whenever people act stupid or foolish, I'll say, were you raised in a barn? Were you raised without manners? Because quite frankly, I was raised with manners. And what I was taught is that when it's a public space, you know, everyone's got as much right to be there as you. You may not like it, you may not be happy with it, but that is how it is. Either way, I think these devs, more or less, at least to the best of my knowledge, they've got their heads on straight. I don't think they're just going to nerf willy-nilly. I think they're going to think about it.
shield's broken. You can't run away.
I'll see if I can finish it by this weekend.
Move. Loading. This is your red. Reloading. Shield's broken. Swapping legs. Shield's down. I'll kill you all. My shield's down.
Honestly, it should be Keelan. Well, Blair and then Keelan. Because quite frankly, Keelan was released around the same time as Ines, within the same season, and Ines completely outclassed him and relegated him to just, if you want to bypass lasers, like she's even faster than him at void vessel runs. Like, all the ladies are completely boss at everything that the men can do. When was the last time you saw a Colin or an Ajax? You know? That's the problem.
Too slow.
Like, I want these characters to be useful because they freaking exist in the game.
You can't run away.
First and foremost, you're gonna have to watch all the videos, but I'm gonna make you a recommendation. Look for the Ultimate FTP Survival Guide. I'm gonna type it in chat. Then bookmark this playlist of my videos. Nightbot will put up a link to the playlist of my videos, then follow that. That's what you really want to do. Watch all the videos that I've got, but focus on the Ultimate FTP Survival Guide, especially if you just started playing today. That's the basics of the basics. It'll teach you the starting concepts in the game.
Damn it. My
Basic
shield's
modules, what to use, what to do, all that kind of stuff. Then, once you get to hard mode, go and farm Ultimate Bunny. Once you have farmed Ultimate Bunny, start building her using my build, and you're good to go. That is my honest recommendation to you. You're welcome.
Move. Too slow. This is good. Shield's down. You can't run away. Move. Too slow. Damn it. My shield's down. You can't run away.
An enemy container has been revealed.
Yeah, I usually don't recommend getting it out of those anyway, because, I mean, I'm sure you guys know my stance. It's way better if you earn a proper reward. Okay, this is a nice one. Damn. Not a single freaking Valby reactor dropped. Rude. That's emotionally traumatic. Alright, back out. I hate to say it, Fox. I'm actually stopping the Killmonger right now. Of course, T-Deuce. I'm always here to help the community. And speaking of that, speaking of helping the community, don't forget, you guys can help me out too. Register as a supporter, yeah? It's free, and it would help me out greatly if you guys do that. I just finished up the Killmonger gameplay, but I'm going to go into the Void Erosion and start shooting things in the head with my gun. I'm going to go test a couple of things now. So, where are you, Serena? Garina! Okay, there you are. Now that I have Garina, But I have the Granada Espada. Okay, this. Give me that. And then, in terms of fellow, I have this nerd. Yeah, Doggerino. I got you, Doggerino. Doogie. What a nice little doogie. Jump. Jump. I want to do something.
You already look fine, but I'm gonna make you look finer.
This one. It's a great attribute that I already have, but what if I didn't pile that on and just gave it another multiplier instead? If I can get a gold weak point roll. Gold weak point roll, let's test it out. Have fun with what you want to have fun with, Fox. There's nothing wrong with that. Yep, time to use Doggerino number 2, Doogie 2.
Let my guard down. Oh no.
Oh, I didn't use my divine punishment, no wonder. I gotta get better at using that. Especially when it runs out. I think I feel like chill was better. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it did way better. At least in my personal opinion.
falters.
Okay, noted.
Oh no.
Yep, the full chill element was way better.
My shield falters.
Well, I guess I'll have to waste some blue cores getting that back, but that's completely fine.
My shield has been damaged. I will not allow it. My shield. Do not fall. My shield falters. Loading. My shield. On the move. Oh no. My shield has been damaged. My shield.
No! My death!
I let my guard go.
I haven't tried it out, so I wouldn't know. I've heard some people say it's really good with multi-hit, but I mean, you'll have to test it out and let me know. I may spend Catalyst on it in the future, but at this current moment, I have no interest in it. So that's the best that I can tell you. Again, I've heard some use of it for Serena, but okay, we'll need to adjust a couple things, but other than that, I think we're okay. We're definitely putting chill attack back on that. This is good enough. Oops. First firing Fiesta. There we are. No, but I mean, I play both games, dude. I don't just play one game at a time. Can't just abandon
If you
people,
need
especially
something
if it's
for
an active
battle,
game that
you
you're
won't
playing.
find anyone
I'm not
better.
gonna switch over and play some other game just for no reason. I mean, I do. I enjoy Wilds, but I'm not gonna completely abandon my community here, man. That'd be stupid. This community literally raised me up so many times. I owe it to them to do a good job. I gave it my 180 roll, but them's the breaks. Let's see if I can get anything higher. I'll accept a 177 or 178. Come on. Higher. I love the combat in Wilds, but the combat is supposed to be slow. If you're new to the series and you don't like the combat, then the entire Monster Hunter series will not be for you. Because what you gotta understand is that it's a hunting simulator. You're not going in there to spam everything to death in 1 second. It's about knowing your techniques. It's like kind of like martial arts. You gotta know your technique, know what you can do, you know when to do it, all that kind of stuff. Ugh, 175. I guess I'll accept that. Any better fire rate? All things considered, yeah, probably. I don't see any reason I shouldn't have it. I don't think I'd ever play any of the older Monster Hunters because, quite frankly, the focus system is what really sold it all to me. Let's see if I can get a better roll. Wasting my cores because I have tons, except for greens, which are no fun. Ah, 80%. Haha. Okay, slight improvement there. Okay. Things I do for testing.
You already look fine.
Hey, D-Russ.
I'm gonna make you
It's all
look
good.
finer.
Nothing wrong with being a bit late. Grab as many as I can. The rest I don't care. I just like to use rounds per magazine because for me it's just simple. Fire rate is great. I'll be able to mag dump instantaneously, but I really don't want to have to constantly reload. It's up to you. Do whatever you feel comfortable doing. Like if you don't feel comfortable with if you feel comfortable with just reloading constantly, then absolutely go for it. Well, Tobe, that's good. Everybody should. And if everyone hasn't yet, make sure you register me via this link. All right, it'll be up in chat. Nah, it's never enough course. 'Cause sometimes you have to try things. So there will never be enough course. No matter who you are or what you are.
Do not fall. Oh no. My shield falters. I am in danger. Oh no. My shield has been damaged.
Oh no. Damn it. I hate that there's a different effect when casting the arrow on the ground. That is an actual irritation. One screwed up cast and your run turns extra annoying for a little bit.
My shield.
Oops. How dare they kill me? Don't you worry about the math at the start because I will actually post it up in a video tomorrow talking about it. Got my word on that. I know many of you will be interested about it, but realistically I was just computing how critical hits work. Or rather, how critical hit resistance affects your critical hits. So now that I know, I can adjust and apply. I've got the theory right, now I can apply it to practical. You wish you had chicken rice. You have to come to Singapore for the authentic stuff. Okay, you can apply multi-talented with cooldowns. But for me, I'm okay with what I've got. Although I'm not dealing DPS as fast, like I can still go area to area. So it's not too much of a bother. Like granted, it will not be as fast as those people who, you know, max out fire rate and stuff, but it's fine enough. It's all about practice and technique. No! You will, unfortunately. Well, weak point damage is all you've got on the Malevolent, so the answer to that is yes. Because like I said, that's all you've got. You don't exactly have a choice. Maybe it's just better if I shoot him without pulling out the last dagger. Yep.
Oh no!
Indeed. But fair. All right. I'm just thinking to myself, what if I... What if I did that instead? Just to be absolutely insane every 5 seconds. I mean, sure, I won't get multi-hit induction, but hey, why not? I do hope you find a nice chicken rice restaurant, though, Foxy. It would be a lot of fun. I'm sure you'd love the taste. It's great stuff. Let's see what'll happen now, huh? TFD grind hard? Bro, man, this is one of the easiest games to grind out there.
I will not allow you to. do it. Face the flame. Will not fail. My shield has been damaged. Faster. Into the light. My shield faltered. We will not fail.
I can't understand that for me, nameless user, because like I said, I'm not a big follower of the series. I only hopped in around WoWs, but I'm very happy with what they've got. It's a very easy entry to get into. I don't feel overwhelmed, so I'd say they did a good job. For the hardcore fans, it might be different, but for me, I think they did a bang-up job.
I will not allow it. I will not allow it. Do not fall. Reload. No. I underestimated them. I will fight. My shield faltered. My shield has been damaged. Tide will rise. Reload.
Well, nameless user, you're welcome to discuss it, but please save it for when I'm actually streaming Monster Hunter. Hey, Per Crab, haven't seen you in a while, my friend. How you doing? Are things getting better for you? We've been missing you hanging out. I mean, I know you've been here, but, you know, I've been missing you hanging out. My time zone is Singapore. Everything you need is in my stream description. Everything about my time zone's there. Unknown, are you watching the stream currently, or are you watching the stream back? Because I already tested weak point damage, and it's actually more damage on the boss, but it's overall slower. So that's the big problem. So yeah, it's better to just have chill.
We will not fail. Ascendant, this is divine punishment.
Oh, you talked about the module. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm actually enjoying it here. It was good. Gives me a little extra burst.
My shield.
No, I'm gonna be hitting one of these yahoos every single time, every 5 seconds or so. And that's all it really takes.
I need
I do it once, and it's all good.
do not fall.
Understandable, Per Crab. Well, we shall miss you until then, battle brother.
Been damaged. We will not fail.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with choosing the mod choices you want to choose. All right.
My shield faltered.
pretty sure they've got a lot of characters to bring out before Ultimate Luna. Even if they do bring out Ultimate Luna, it's gonna be so niche. But I'm sure they'll do whatever works best for them and their interests. See you later, Adam.
Oh no. I need to reload. You're not wrong. My shield faltered. We can do it. You're not wrong. In my garage. Reloading. Oh no. We can do it. My shield faltered. You're not wrong. Reloading. Reload. I'm I feel not allowed.
There we go. Ultimate Yujin, lol.
My aid is. I shall repay you.
Listen, Syra, don't need to worry about anything. Until I say it, don't even think about it. That's the way I'll say it. Because there's no point. I'm only going to tell you when it's coming up anyway. I exceeded my damage there. I was at 1 billion. My normal damage around these kinds of things is about 800 or so million. Dude, speaking facts, he doesn't have a role. If he had a role, if he had like a need or a necessity, that would be fine, but he doesn't. So, I mean, that's literally logical.
Face the flame. Into the light.
Truth is never hate.
We will not fail. You're not wrong.
Nice.
My shield has been damaged.
Sorry, what was the second person's name? I wasn't actually checking it. Oh. Was it the Habibi guy? I mean, yeah. Some people are weird. Who knows why they're not Orochi? My duty is not to question. My duty is simply to do whatever is right for you guys. That is where my duty ends. And only in death does duty end. I have no idea how to redeem it because I've never ever redeemed one of those. Apparently people say you go to the shop and then you redeem it, but if you already have it, I don't know. In fact, if you already have it, you shouldn't even be able to click on the box, so yep. If somebody in chat can give you a solution maybe, but otherwise look, your best bet, Saint, is go contact the devs via the official Discord. Ask them in the support, ask them there for support, and you should be able to figure it out. Because most people in my chat farm. You don't ever grab the free stuff because it's pointless. If you can farm it, farm it.
We will not fail. Face the flame. On the move. Will not fail. Oh no. Reloading. I will rise. My shield has been damaged.
I don't know if last season will work the same as this season. It's a different box. So do be aware of that.
My shield. Do not.
But hopefully whatever chat has suggested will help you. That being said, again, I do not recommend it. Never ever waste your time on those kinds of boxes. It's better to get skins.
Will not fail.
Sharon's is different, dude.
I will rise.
Sharon's is different from Bunny's. Sharon's and Haley's are the same. So all you gotta do is open the box and you'll get it. Sharon's was a skin. So, yeah. The dude is asking about Ultimate Bunny, so please be aware of that. Yep, the Haley skin works well.
This is divine punishment. Face the flame.
did go pretty well. I mean, if you're enjoying yourself, Emmanuel, go for it. But I will tell you that she's a lot slower than pretty much every other character out there, so it's your choice at the end of the day, but she's a lot slower. I played and tested that build, and it is hot garbage. Yeah, if you're just having fun with it, it's fine. But it's so inefficient that when I played it, I was like, man, I wish I was literally using any other character.
Face that way. The blasphemous. We will not fail. Do not fall. We will not fail. Into the light. My shield focus. On the move. Do not fall.
There's a dude here that just has a poor nameless fellow. That's so sad, he never named his dog.
Into the light. I do not fall.
Haley right now is also mostly outclassed. So she used to be the boss and queen, and now she's just okay.
Face the flame. Into the light. My shield. No. It is time for your judgment.
I use Sharon for literally neither. I would never use her for bossing or for farming Amorphous, because she is, unfortunately, like I've said, outclassed. She is completely outclassed. Bossing, Haley is far faster than Sharon could ever be. Like, doesn't matter how fast Sharon goes, Haley is faster. Number one. Number two, for mobbing or farming, then you may as well use one of the farming characters like Ines.
We can do it.
Enzo is decent in like teams, like coordinated teams, but basically once everybody was running Glay and the Last Dagger, like with randoms at least, the fastest teams were always like full-on Glay teams. Although you could theoretically use an Enzo to get crit rate, which would be kind of cool. Just get yourself like 100% crits essentially. It's not bad.
Do not fall.
Wasn't bad, but wasn't exactly good either.
I will not allow you to. Oh no. My shield faltered.
You're lucky if you always get those kinds of teammates. Like, I still hate Lepics. Like, literally, Lepics contribute nothing. All they do is, like, try to suck in the enemies. I'm like, yeah, I don't really need that. I mean, I guess it's okay with Serena, but I still find it, like, literally having one extra leech on the team. So you're slightly faster in these sequences, but you're slightly slower in the boss room. That's genuinely how I felt about it. Because I kind of wanted to like Lepic for the control, but it felt so unnecessary.
Do not fall. We can do it. All my senses.
Yes, indeed. Mostly because they made some bosses, like, literally skill crit immune. Which to me was annoying. Not to mention unfair, but now at least we can see that.
I will rise. I need to reload. I smell loaded. Let my shield has been damaged. We will not fail. I will not allow you. I will rise. On the move.
Nice. Yeah, unfortunately that's the big problem. A lot of Lepics just don't know what they're doing. They'll just throw their shit and be like, I'm helping, but I'm like, yeah. Yeah, pre-Glade Dagger, Haley was the so-called meta. But considering how swiftly the devs change things, sometimes it's better just wait things out, I feel. I'm glad I didn't build up Haley for it. Because the biggest problem here is that everything becomes obsolete so fast.
On the move. Do not fall.
Who's the last guy?
Oh no. We can do it. I will rise. I will not allow it. Oh no.
They improved it plenty already, James. James actually doing really good.
Face the flame. My shield falters.
Well, yeah, that's why she's no longer used. Everyone just uses Glay. Or Serena. But like I said, Serena basically outclasses everyone, so there's no need to think about it.
Into the light. Will not fail. My shield falters. My shield. I need to slow. Face the flames. I will cleanse this place. Descendant. I will rise. My shield has been damaged.
Yep, play the way you want. Yep, that's exactly how it goes, unknown. Hence the issue. I mean, limitless ammo for 3 seconds is good enough. If it lasted any longer, it would also be OP. Well, that's pretty obvious, James. Like I said, that's what we all hope for. But I'm the type of person that always says, look, if you want something to be better, no problem. I'm more than happy if you want something to be better. But do me a favor. You gotta come up with a real solution.
The space-time fabric of the void is extremely
You
illogical.
gotta give me a real solution. You can't just tell me you want the game to be better, but not tell me how, right? Yeah, sure, Emmanuel. I mean, you can do whatever you want. There's no right or wrong answer. No! How did I miss the weak spot? No!
Purification.
I crit, but I missed the weak spot. No! Oh well. Alright, my arcade tuning. No, my arcade tuning is correct.
New subscriber
That is the
detected.
arcade tuning. No! Ah, okay. That makes a lot of sense. I should probably readjust that. Yep. I forgot to change the inversion buffs. That would be the key. I knew I did something wrong. You know what? They should just make it so your inversion reinforcer changes together with the preset. I don't know why they don't do that. Like, it'd make a lot of sense. And I would think that that would be a logical thing, but apparently no, it's not a logical thing. We don't have that. For some god-awful reason. Why don't we have that? I have to manually change these damn things every single time. It's murder. It's murder, I tell you, murder. It is annoying. I mean, you're supposed to one-shot Tormentor if you crit. If being the key word, of course. There we go. 1 second. Woo! You can't really use the general ATOMs. I mean, you can. Some people have talked about it, but I am not building it for Void Erosion Purge. Okay, the enemies have way more hit points than Tormentor. The build I showed, I already put out the build for you guys. Just do the same build, dude. Not that hard. I showed you guys the same arcade tuning, everything like that. Bang, 1 second. Okay, I'm on the leaderboard. There you go. Happy day. How is it done? Very simply.
We will not
Charge. Now that one didn't crit. Crit. Third shot. There you go.
Purification.
Like I said, you keep it simple. You either crit or you don't. Yeah, the tickets are random, dude. What you get, totally random. Sometimes you might get lots of tickets, sometimes you will not. See, I didn't crit twice. Third time I did. If you don't crit, you won't kill him. You crit, you'll kill him. Simple. I'm a simple man with a simple plan. And my plan is pew.
Into the light.
Man, why'd I trigger it so early? Yeah. I mean, you're supposed to. If you don't trigger it so that it maxes out, you're not gonna have a great time. But his movements can also be problematic. Like in this particular case, I tried 3 times, didn't crit. Very unlucky. 4th time also didn't crit. So at this point, I'm just screwed.
Your judgment.
In this case, nothing you can do. Except die and try again. No! It's a nice gun, but meh.
My shield faltered.
For me, it's only really used for the tricks.
I underestimated them.
Yep, you have to max out the unique ability. Either way, nobody should ever use a ultimate weapon that is not maxed out. Yeah, I mean, the ATOMs, as I mentioned in my video, you can check the video, I literally said it, the consistency depends on you. This thing has a 40% critical hit rate resistance, right? So even with an 80% crit rate, alright, 80%, 0.8 multiplied by, say, 0.83, I'm only going to be critting 60% of the time. That's reality. See, even if you crit, you have to hit a weak spot. So, it can be a problematic weapon.
Purification.
I was just testing the ground shots because, quite frankly, I prefer to be in the air. What's the best way to do Void Vessel hard? I have a guide for it. Just follow the guide on my channel and you're good to go. I personally would use Keelan, or you can use Bunny. You can use any Descendant, really. Ines currently is the fastest if you have my farming build for Ines. But since you probably don't have Ines, because you farm her through the Void Vessel, just follow my guide for it, Jake. Have you seen the guide on my channel? If not, go straight to my YouTube channel, watch the Void Vessel guide.
Death to the blasphemous.
Deathstalker ATOMs, I prefer not to. Ancient Knight's faster, in my opinion, much more reliable. I mean, it's up to you. You can use whatever you want, but yeah. I don't like to rely on certain builds that are more or less based on a trick shot. And keep in mind, the one shot there is doable with Luna. So be aware of that. Luna is okay, Eris, but I do have to tell you that she's a lot slower than most of the other farmers. Again, my guide for it is already on the channel, and I would suggest just following that. It's your choice what you want to use, but you will be way, way slower. No problem, James. Shing!
We will not fail. My shield has been damaged. Purification.
Nice, John. Well done. That is what we call weakness per crab. And that is weakness. And the shotgun, not really. I'll be honest with you. I would not use the shotgun. If you really want to do something, you may as well use the Ancient Knight. I don't know how much of my Ancient Knight you guys have seen, but you can literally do a lot with that. Choice is yours at the end of the day, but
Purification.
I can just swap over. So, if you want like pure consistency, you don't care about one-shots or anything like that. And either way, I hate the one-shots. If you want pure consistency, you can literally take my Ancient Knight build. It's the exact same thing that I showed you guys. I haven't even bothered to change for the fire element. And you can absolutely rip and tear through your enemies. It's that hilarious. Ah, nice, John. Sounds good. Mini microwave. Just be careful with that thing. Anyway, the RNG gods losing your number, that's a very natural thing, my friend. They must always lose your number. Because only suffering can make you strong.
Do not fall. Purification.
Ta-da! No effort required. Point in the general direction and start shooting. I mean, why would you want to, though? The effective range of the Smithereens is 7 meters. You gotta be right up close and personal. You can't extend the range of it at all. The only reason to even use the Ancient Knight, or the last dagger, you have to go up close. It's only 18 meters. So that's why we float toward the enemy with the last dagger. That range reduces your damage by a huge amount. So that's why we don't use shotguns, because what's the point? The Ancient Knight has the ability to float, so I can just be in the air and have extra distance. See? Makes sense, right? That's why I don't really bother.
New super chat received.
Because if I bother... Well, thank you, D-Russ. I appreciate it regardless. Don't worry. I'll still do it regardless. I just threw it up there for no reason. But thank you very much, D-Russ. You are a kind, kind soul. I will make sure I eat a dinner with you guys, a very unhealthy one this Friday.
This is divine punishment.
But yeah, coming back to the point, you know, the only reason I even do this is because I can hit a weak spot with it. And like that. Like, you can just consistently kill it. No need to sweat.
I have punished the wicked.
But if you use Smithereens, you have to be right up close and personal. I don't think it's worth your time. That's just me. Now, somebody else might feel differently about it. Honestly, your choice, but yeah. You literally have to be right up close and personal. If I want to do this, it's just so much smarter to just float and you know, you get what I mean? I'm just literally doing that. Like, there's zero effort required. I can literally not even look at the boss. I can look at chat and talk. That's what some people do. They built their Ancient Knight for chill. I just don't want to do that because I'm very lazy. So I already built it for fire and I'm like, I don't really want to build it for chill. So I became very, very lazy and I was like, you know what? Forget it. But yes, in actuality, the Ancient Knight is very, very strong. The fastest Serenas are not the ones using Malevolent. It's actually the ones using Ancient Knight. If you build it for chill, you can absolutely wipe out the Void Erosion Purge like faster than you could with the Albion Cavalry Gun. Like, it's so strong. It's so insanely strong, you'll just kill everybody. I watched it happen so many times. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, it's insane. So you can do that. But I'm going to wait to do things like that because I remember that they were saying something about you'll be able to save certain cores and that way you don't have to build 2 guns for different core builds. I'm hoping for something like that to happen so that I don't have to suffer through this because I'll tell you one thing, what I really don't want to do is build another Ancient Knight to make it chill. Like, then I've just got 2 of the same weapons sitting around. I'm like, nah, I did that one time with the Perforator and never again. I got burned once, I'm never doing it again. You know?
Face the flames. My shield.
I messed up on this one.
A victory for humanity.
No. Ancient Knight. Have you seen the video for the Ancient Knight TVP? Because a lot of you guys have not seen the video. If you guys watch my video before coming to the stream, you'll actually learn a lot more. Because all this like basic stuff about it is all covered in the videos. So I would suggest watching the videos. Because you should know why you're going to use this, there, and that. Albion Cavalry Gun is okay, but we tested it. And it's slower than the Malevolent, so I may as well use the Malevolent. I have an old build, but I haven't updated it, Armand, because you don't need her. I may update her build later on with the arcade tuning, but I'm still using the same build from before. The only thing I don't have is arcade tuning. So you can go look for my Freyna farming build from last year, and it's still good. I don't know why you need a 2025 build.
Will not fail.
Don't ever fall for stupid shit like, oh, this is an updated build, but in actuality, it's just my build that they know that I won't post again. Because I don't change builds, or I don't post another video if the old video is still good. So please don't forget that the old video is still good, dude. You don't need an updated 2025 build. That's bullshit. You should still be looking at my same Freyna farming build from last year. New mods don't change a damn thing, Armand. They never do. You can, like I said, you can go back and check my Freyna build. You try it out for yourself. The only thing that's different is the arcade tuning. If there's new mods that make her better, I will always release an updated video. Because that's actually one of the requirements. Don't forget, I'm an official content creator. If there's an actual update, an update that affects the character significantly, I will usually post an updated build. But no, my ultimate Freyna build is still the same. And you should be following it. If you're not following it, then you're losing out on one of the best builds for her. Your choice, though. I can bring a horse to water, I can't force it to drink. That's why if you don't see a new updated build, you can assume the old build is still good. Don't ever fall for stupid shit, guys. Somebody tells you, ooh, super updated build. Like, is it really any different? Like, what really changed? Nothing at all. So, don't ever fall for that kind of nonsense. Yep. The new RK system actually improves it a lot. I'm just slowly leveling her RK tuning before I drop a update, but in truth, she really doesn't need an update. Still, same build works. It's gonna be the same for Ines, but I will drop an updated video for her. But again, there's no point in actuality. I just know that people like to see it because a lot of people don't get convinced. And I hate to say it, guys, but a lot of people are outright stupid. You don't tell them explicitly that this goes in the square hole. They'll put it in the round hole. I think you guys understand the meme that I'm referencing. So unfortunately, due to the fact that most people are dumb as shit, you have to explicitly tell them this is how it works. So I will release updated builds for everything, just so that people know what to do with the RK tuning. But yeah, the module wise, it's all the same. In actuality, you don't need me to go through it again. I will though, because like when I do drop an updated video, if I do, I'll make sure I go through step by step just like before. Just in case, because I know you guys are smart, but like I said, there's some people out there, right? Unless you tell them, do this specific thing at this specific time, they will literally not be able to think for themselves. They'll literally just sit there and say, Gets pretty crazy out there. I tell you, some of the YouTube comments that I get. That is also true, Syra. That is also true. Even if you tell them, they'll go, me not know how work. Me just sit here.
My shield faltered. A victory
Lol, per crab. I tell you. Some people, they just want to put everything in a square hole. Where does this semicircle go, guys? Oh, that's right. It goes into the square hole. Where does this triangle go? That's right. It goes inside the square hole. It's like, bruh. Everything be fitting inside the damn square hole, I tell you. So don't be the guy that fits everything into the square hole. There are more holes than the square hole, okay? Put the thing in the correct hole. If you put the thing in the correct hole, life is good. You put the thing in the wrong hole, life is not good. It's probably just the rounds per magazine roll, man. I've got 141%. That's all. I haven't even maxed out a lot of the stuff here. That's good enough. I mean, some people put fire rate on it, but I didn't bother because I was like, I already have one fire rate. I don't need another. I just want to be able to spam it without thinking. So yeah, some people, what they'll do is because the base magazine size is 27, right? They'll put the expanded magazine in the modules, but you'll only end up with like 30 something rounds. It's just not good enough. I mean, your choice at the end of the day, but I chose convenience over everything else. And welcome, new subscriber. Welcome to the place where we put shapes in the right hole. I said what I said. Anyway, tomorrow I will do a video for you guys about the critical hit resistance so that you guys know what it is. And you'll be okay after that. Yeah, if you have dual fire rate, that'll probably be the problem. Like I said, rounds per magazine just works better. I'd rather have all the damage in the modules than worry about fire rate there. You put the round circle into the circle hole. You put the square into the square hole. You don't put the circle into the square hole. Anyway, John, I know you're smarter than that, all right? If any of you are not smart enough to do that, then I'd really worry about you even following my builds in the first place. I'd be like, how the hell did you even manage to do my build in the first place?
purification.
Alright. I'll be real with you guys. You know that the only reason I come to this boss is not for the tickets. I actually specifically come to this boss for the gold. I mean, the tickets are extra, and I do want to get all the skins and whatnot, but I actually come for the gold. I actually come here specifically for the gold. 100,000 gold a pop, 3 seconds of work. It ain't that
It is
bad.
time for your judgment.
100k. So 10 runs, that's a mil. And I mean, if you got a good build, don't need to worry, right?
I have punished the wicked.
Oh, Captain Grinch, have you watched my video on the ATOMs? You should watch my video on the ATOMs because you're only asking that question because you haven't watched my video on the ATOMs, and I did even explain it earlier in stream, but maybe you weren't here, so I would suggest you watch the video on the ATOMs. Either one, whichever one you want to do. Like, to be honest, the Void Erosion Purge gives more gold, obviously, but, I mean, it does require you to have a good build, and if you get 4 Serenas, then you're running at about 2 minutes, 54 seconds. Otherwise, you're about 4 minutes in. So, you have to weigh it up for yourself. VP also requires a lot more concentration. This doesn't require any concentration at all. I can just float away like that.
As for as a monster.
Remember what I said, guys? Don't be fitting circles into the square holes. Like I said, he wasn't here and he probably hasn't watched the video because anyone who's watched my video will never ask that question. So I suggest watching the video. It'll explain everything to you. Hey, Cat. I'm literally just about to end in like 2 minutes. Just killing this thing a couple more times before I go. No problem, Per Crab. Glad you could hang out today, my man.
I will cleanse this place.
Dude, if I could use my Monster Hunter hammer here, I'd be pretty happy with that. I haven't played the hammer yet, you know, but I kind of want to do that. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna mess around again. Oh no, I'm on the ground. Haven't tested it. I may test it in future, but I have no interest in it right now. Sorry. I'm not even bothering to farm the normal mode for it. I could, but I really don't want to, and I don't want to waste the catalyst. If I'm gonna build anything, I'd rather build Greg's. So I'm gonna rebuild my Greg's soon. Very soon. But I still have other characters to get their arcade tuning up. So I'm gonna have to work on that stage by stage. It does still have damage drop off, but its range is very, very long, so you don't need to worry about it. So for the Ancient Knight, you get 4 out of 4. I can show you before I go. You're gonna get a 130% increase in damage drop off. So effective range is 33 meters. That means that it's good for up to 66 meters. Well, theoretically more than 66 meters, up to 70 meters, and you'll still be fine. And yeah, you'll be very effective. So, but you have to reload first to trigger that one. So float only triggers when you reload. So yeah, you want the effective range. Normally what I'll do is I'll float closer, spam mag, reload, and the second mag I just float away. Works good. You can work on Blair if you want. I know there's some people advertising builds, but I'll say he's still not that great. It's pre-rework. We don't know what the rework is going to be. So unless that person knows exactly what the rework is going to be, I think you're wasting time. I'm going to wait until Blair comes in. I see the actual rework for myself, then I'll level him up in front of everybody, just the way I always do. Boing, boing, boing. All right, productive session today. Now tomorrow I'll post the video on critical hits and I will explain how the resistance and all that kind of stuff works. If you are not aware of how it works, then that will be handled tomorrow. So please do look forward to that. Thank you very much for watching my video today, my stream today, video, whatever. Okay, thank you very much. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Y'all have a good one. I'm gonna go work on my music. All right. So y'all have a good one. Expect more music soon. I've got some serious bangers for you coming up. And don't forget to check out today's new track, yeah? See y'all tomorrow. Have fun. Monster Hunter in the morning as per normal.